Welcome gamers, we are back with Distant Worlds 2 for probably the final one of this particular run of the Dayouts. I'm just thinking that we're now we've been able to get to a position in this game where we are really smashing things up with our forces. We've just taken over Crone 2, which is the old capital world of the Mortalens. So that was actually where we left it. We just with a very successful invasion, like very successful, back in through here. So we've actually captured all sorts of different people. The warlord Uza Halskut is this is imprisoned by us now on Cron 2. And they may still try to take this one back, but I can't see that actually really working for them. What else have we got in through here? Yeah, there's spies imprisoned, ambassadors imprisoned. We've got a lot of now. We've got a lot of things that we've actually imprisoned in through here. We've got an ambassador which we're now he was still on the ground, but we tried to get him away from there before the bombardment started, but he didn't make it away from there in time. But anyway, he's safe and sound. So he's pretty useless actually. Anyway, he's transferring off to another location to do more work. More spies. Yeah, we've got generals just waiting here as well. A couple of generals with the myriad number of invasion forces that we actually had through there. Now the Mortalens, their assimilation numbers will be 0. There are some Gizarians here as well, but mainly Mortalens. Now we sort of just went straight for the jugular here. There's still a big empire, and there's actually still. So Cron was their capital, and this is now their new capital back over here. So they're going to have like a new leader, but they're going to fragment. They're going to sort of end up dissolving away into essentially there's going to be civil wars all over the place, I would assume. In fact, we can have a bit of a look to see what that is going to mean. You can see that their happiness, minus 195 is the overall happiness and rebelling. So they're going to have lots and lots of rebellions. When we actually have a look at these guys now. Mortalen Security Directorate, so furious with us now, of course. So we're at war. Their war weariness is rampant, which is also going to then sort of make the fragmentation occur much more quickly. So sorry, there's 195, but actually, is that the war? Is it that now we should have? You've got 2 angry colonies. We want the colony that we just took over to rebel. So we do want a rebellion happening there, because we want to end up assimilating the forces, and that we do that through rebellion is the easiest way to actually go and actually do that. So anyway, with the Mortalens, they should. What are they? They're a military dictatorship. Now these are interesting because what happens with like different government types will actually have different things that will then happen to them. Now there is actually another force. This is their 3rd fleet, big fleet. Like we're now sort of seeing what's going on with their different fleets. So they're actually coming down to try to attack this area through here by the looks of things. But this is a 10,000 strength fleet, 22 ships in the fleet. We might have a look at that one before we unpause the game. And we can then sort of start to just pick our way through the various planets. We've still got another planet in this system that we can go after, and so we will actually go and do that. We've got a lot of money in reserve, but it's now going to start to go backwards until we start to enslave the populations. But before we do that, I do want them rebelling so we can actually get them assimilated as fast as possible. So anyway, that's the first one that we've got happening. Now, to have a look at the individual planets, as we sort of go to each planet, we can then sort of see a bit of information about it. We should be able to see. They are fairly happy at this stage. Let's have a quick look and see what happens with military dictatorships, because they're a tricky one to play. So we have governments. Autocratic form of absolute rule and is unrestricted by law. Military dictatorships regulate nearly every aspect of public and private behaviour of their subjects. They do, it's like their war weariness is terrible, but they do actually have a reduction for that one through there. reassuring. What else do they end up having here? And they're the leadership change is disruptive. Several months have reduced colony happiness and increased war weariness, possible of colony rebellions and even another leadership change. So they when there's the typical leader change method is a coup d'état, but in this case, I think actually the leader may still be there. Like he may still be the leader, even though he's in our prisons. We could execute him. I don't think there's any real reason to keep him around. That would then trigger this -10 happiness. I mean, we sort of had the same deal happen. Actually, no. When peace was, when we had peace with the what are they called? The Ikaru. They actually ended up. It was after we had peace that they then had to get a new leader. At the moment, their leader is still actually very active and is inside our prisons. Prisoners. Now we've got a heap of them. Yeah, there he is there. So he is there. No, I can't do much with him. That's his history, his personal history. Well, I think we might execute him. This will anger Mortalen's security directorate, which, what do we care? They hate us anyway. But if we did this one here, that would then trigger a coup d'état in within their empire. So I think that's a good move. Bang, done. You're about to execute Warlord Uza Hauskett from the Mortalen Security Directorate. Now, we could also sell him back, ultimately. This will anger. Yes, we do. Bang, done. So, Mortalen, so he's been killed. He's been captured and executed following a failed mission against Cron 2. Anyway, that's he's now gone. That will now throw their empire into disarray. So there will be like a new leader somewhere else. So they'll sort of make immediately. They'll make a new leader. If we have a look and see where they are. And if we just try to see actually, so they are there. Let's just see if we can find out. So this is Masur 1. Actually, we're not seeing anyone there that we know. Just go and speak with them. Yeah, no, there's no one there to talk with us just yet. So they'll have to sort of go and create a new leader, but that's okay. So that will sort of throw them into disarray, like just with trying to get the replacements. So what next for us? The war will finish fairly fast now, just because we've sort of taken the capital. Hi, Ouchcube, how you going? Saying greetings from Colorado. Very, I love the look of Colorado. So whenever I sort of see images of it, it looks like a beautiful part of the world. So hi, Vegan, how you going? Anything new in Distant Worlds 2? No, not that I know of. I've been sort of staying away from the beta channels, just because I'm sort of I still want to be playing the game, not sort of getting spoilers, because I'm really terrible at keeping secrets. I think what we need to do here initially is to take the second world. So we actually have there's another world. Actually, what we're doing is we're going around everywhere at the moment. Now we've got a smaller colony back end through here, which is controlled by them. They're still happy enough. We've only got a couple of troops there. They do have an armoured barracks there as well. Yeah, we should be able to take this one relatively quickly, I think. Let's just see what we've got back on this world. Now, I do want to trigger a... They're very unhappy. Let's have a look and see what we've got. The colony details. Yeah, we've got some special forces that came in. We've got a couple of special forces. I don't really want to be leaving the special forces alone on the planet. but we do want to have like a garrison set up, or swarms and conqueror forces. Yeah, so this is the conqueror force is the Mortalen group. Excuse me. So we've got the now we can build the armor barracks. Build troop cloning here. I think will be important. So I think we'll actually we'll queue that one up. The trouble is that it'll be killed off when the rebellions start, and it will start. We can push it by like taxing them, and make maybe let's get this done so we can get the rebellions out of the way fairly quickly. Which means that we will go back in with, so while we're actually here, while everything is actually this way, we'll go into the economy of the world, so increase the tax rate. So if I go into the colony automation, we're going to turn off the tax rate automation. So we're going to make that one manual, and we're just going to increase the tax rate. So it's just going to go up, up, and up. Now it's costing me a lot of money to keep this particular colony for now. So we'll get the tax rate. Sorry, let's have a quick look at it from this screen here. So I'll get the tax rate up to probably around about, say, 20 odd or thereabouts. That should be enough to trigger a rebellion, I would think. So once we'll watch this when we unpause the game. Just read a few more of the comments there. So hi Bioff, how are you going? So we're cool for a content update for Distant Worlds 2 at this point. There is information that's like they're working on Shadow Rising, which is the pirate sort of edition, and I thought that they were close-ish to being able to sort of really talk about it, but I think they're still putting a lot of polish into it. Again, I can't really speak about it because the stuff I have seen about that one has been like it's been in the beta, and so I don't really want to talk about it. Hi Victor, and hi Sigurd Brathen from Norway. Northway. Is Northway a different place than Norway? I like the auto spelling. Actually, no, Norway should have been auto spelled. Okay. Anyway, from yeah, that's cool. And so, okay, we'll just read a few more of the comments back into here. So Bash is saying, question, are vassals as annoying as they were in Distant Worlds DWU permanently asking for release? They don't. And the way it's, look, they haven't asked, I've got a few vassals now, and they haven't asked at all. Like the Denbolt has not asked me ever to be released. I think that they don't like us. You can see with the Denbolt, these guys here are quite unhappy with being under our regime, but they're accepting it. Basically, they're a subjugated vassal, and they've been a subjugated vassal for ages and ages. But they haven't been bothering me about trying to leave. Which are sort of, in one sense, when they're that unhappy, they are furious with us. I think if the opportunity came up, they would, but we've absolutely crushed them. And similarly with the Ublai Endemic Bliss, these guys are also furious with us, but they're also a vassal. Now that happened relatively late, so that they've only been a vassal for a short period of time. But then again, they're just completely subjugated, so there's just nothing that's going to happen. I'm just going to grab a quick drink of water. Be right back. Now, having said that, I may have turned off diplomacy. I may have that one just turned off. Where, but they would still ask. I think if they needed to, they still would have come back to us if there was a problem. Because the Mortalans will come and sue for peace. I would think fairly soon. I would imagine. Because there is now a bit of an imbalance. They've got a lot of locations though, so we'll be wanting to take over a lot of their actual other locations. Yeah, so in this case, yeah, these two vassals, so they're the only two vassals that we've got, but they have not really been they haven't asked at all. The Boscarans are very friendly with us, so they're quite happy. They're on side. Now, Beoff saying not use them in ages because they were annoying, so I don't know if they've changed at all. So what was that one? Not use them in ages. I'm not sure which one you're referring to there, Beoff. Okay, so Bashi was saying I never tried them myself because you can tell that I am branded. Not sure what you guys are talking about. Maybe I mentioned something in chat at the time. Beoff saying like a cow. Not sure what you guys are meaning. Madman saying hi Daz. I made a new AI fleet mod. Oh, okay. So though it only works with a new game. Oh, right. Yeah, no, it's sort of I try to play base game stuff, but just changing graphics if I think it's going to help. Hi Steve, how you going? Madman is saying they won't ask for a release, but that they will backstab you at the first sign of weakness. Oh, there we go. Okay. You're saying I think Artooks won't rebel because they are Artooks. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure there is a bias for each race. I think so as well, actually. I'm thinking that some would actually, try. Well, some would rebel. Like straight away, but not the two that we actually have taken over are going to be fairly compliant. So yep. So Madman is saying all rats are slaves. There we are. So and all non-Harkonish are slaves. I'm not sure of what you're referring to there at all. Sorry, guys. Anyway, Bash is saying being branded is a phrase in my language. Have experience with past annoyance. Oh, okay, right. AI Fleet Mod is just changing the default fleet templates. Surprising how good it works, says Mad Bennett. Oh, okay. Yeah, look, it's sort of if it's so just changing the default fleet templates. Okay, so it gets in and just changes the numbers. Is that what it does? Anyway, if it's a new start, yeah, it'd be interesting. Yeah, I guess that would actually help the AI. With their, I guess depending on also the mix of forces. Sorry guys, I've only just woken up, so I'm actually a bit groggy. My brain is not in gear. Anyway, let's just move them out of the way. We'll just go back to Cron. So these ones will become more angry and will rebel. Let's unpause the game and just let things develop. Colony rebelling, so Cron 2 is now rebelling. So they've refused to pay their taxes, they're going to overthrow us. So if we just go and dismiss that, have a quick look and see what's actually happening on the world. I'll just get rid of the diplomacy. So they've got a sizable force that's risen up against us. So we've sort of got like our group in through here. Now, so the Lamtrini surveillance, this is us. So we've got 19% because we've now got the Canyon readout and Crone. The 10% defensive facilities and other bonuses. Our defending generals are not great, so they're more attacking generals. We've got the armoured breakthrough, we've got the fortified line, we've got space control as well. So we've got big advantages here. These ones won't be able to hold up for very long. Now this is what's interesting here is the militia of the Mortalans is actually very, very strong. Anyway, they'll be crushed just as we sort of let things happen. We are seeing a little bit of damage being done up the top there. So we don't want to be losing any of our forces just yet. New general has appeared. We want to just start to, yeah, we're starting to now destroy these things. Having said that, they're putting up a fight. Now we want to crush them to the point where they basically like, very, very highly assimilated. All right, so the Quamino and the Tekan have made peace. Okay, that's sort of on the other side of the galaxy. Internal stabilization. This has occurred at our Colonial Lamtrini 4. This will be a good thing for us. Mission complete. So our agent Quark has evaded detection after successfully carrying their mission to reduce internal unrest from dissidents. As a result, our empire will have reduced war weariness and corruption for the next 2 years. That's good. That's excellent. And the other one is offer the Boscar Imperial Dominance a gift. So it's suggesting that we give them pulsed blast weapons. I'm going to decline that. The the Boscarans have got a couple of locations that I would really love to get because we just don't quite have what we need like for some of our tech and some of the weaponry that we want to be getting is they've actually got research posts that I would love to get my hands on, which I'm not really going to be able to. So anyway, I'm annoyed about that. So I'll leave that one there. Just three units back in there. There we go. Now the rebellion has been crushed, but they'll rise up again as soon as we get that. Incoming fleet detected. Going up against the mining station. That'll be okay. I'll just leave that one where that is. So they're now extremely unhappy still because of the taxation. But if we have a look at the actual population now, we'll see that the Mortalans that are on the planet have now assimilated 30%. So there's 30% of them are now sort of accepting that this is just a new way of life. So we're going to stay where we are and let the next rebellion occur. Should happen pretty quickly. The forces bombarding the colony acclivents. So now I've completely forgotten about all the different things that we were doing. So this is the moon, right? This is the other moon in the same system. So we're going to essentially reduce this particular colony now. Just get rid of all the different stuff on it. Again, they're unhappy. Yep, so you can see there the Empire's disruptive leadership change is reducing happiness. So that's because of the execution that we did. If we do now have a look, there should be now been enough time for them to have gotten themselves a new leader. Now, we may not be able to see it here. Yeah, no, we're not seeing it. If we have a quick look and see if we do talk with the Mortalans again. Speak with them. Yeah, we've got a new leader here. So this is the new guy, Warlord Bari Yamoto. No idea who he is, or even where he is. The game zipped off. Can I get back there? Yeah, there we go. I don't know why. Where is it going? I'll just go back to one of the other worlds. We ended up over here somewhere. Anyway, we'll just keep on going. I don't know what the when I was trying to find where that leader actually was. If I just unpause the game, that will then sort the graphics out. Alright, so they're bombarding this world. And we should have the rebellion coming very, very soon. Might just force the rebellion even more. They're angry. I want them furious. Colonial rebelling, there we go. Yeah, I was just raising the taxes, but so they're rebelling yet again. We'll have another quick look and see. So again, it's slightly less than what they were before. Treasure recovered. Under attack. Okay, so we've sent off different forces to wipe out. Actually, what's it hitting? There's nothing else in there that we need to worry about. No, that's okay. We won't worry about those at all. And the frigate is under attack at front 5. We'll dismiss that one. Dismiss that one as well. Hi Tarank, thank you for the subscription. That's much appreciated. And yeah, Colonial rebelling. So we'll just go back to this world and just keep on putting these in. Now I hope that this guy here can actually survive these. To special forces. Offer Lambotus 1 a gift. Now this is All right. This, I think, is a fragmentation. So to give them that is an independent. Let's have a look and see. So if we go back and start to now have a bit of a look. So if we go back to independent colonies, we'll start to see a few of them. And so these are, we start off here. So these are actually colonies that are now fragmenting away. Let's have a look and let's just go back out and just see where these are actually now appearing. Because they should end up sort of being all over the place. So Labotus is back up through here. So we've got a Mortalen colony. So they've rebelled against the Empire. This is exactly what we wanted to have happen. The another one down in here where the whole colony, so Takama 2 has now completely fragmented away, which means that all of this, which was all Mortalen territory, has now lost that status. So the Empire is already fragmenting because of the lack of leadership. So that was Takama 2. We then actually had Yamata 2, which is where? Back up this way. Hang on, was it the same one? That was the same one. Labotus, hang on, it's also Mortalen. It's only a small outpost. Where the hell are you, Labotus? Oh, there it is there. Okay. So they've got a small outpost there, which why would they have an outpost here? What is on this world? Iconium. There's nothing much there. I don't know why they would have bothered making an outpost. So we'll just leave them alone. But anyway, that's the so we've got like a few different colonies now fragmenting away from the actual empire. But this is a big one here. This Mortalen colony, having sort of dropped its dropped away from the empire, is now sort of like a fairly large world, pretty much all on its own now. Happy to sort of be looking after itself. It's now just become an independent group. So we'll leave it where that is. The back in through here as well. This is the fragmentation of the Ikaru. They're down to just this now in through here when we sort of took over their world. So they've completely fragmented away as well. So these independent colonies are sort of popping up all over the place. So we won't worry about those. Let's just get back into it, and we'll just keep on watching these rebellions. So we want to get up to a high rate with these. Would like to try to keep that one saved. And we need to do this a couple more times, at least one more time. Now there we go. The oppressed inhabitants of Aklevis have switched sides from the Mortalans to us. So what's happened here again? I'll just do a bit of a deep dive into what's going on. Now they were unhappy. So in through here we were bombarding them. So we were causing issues with them anyway. But they've decided to go and join us. Now, when they join us, you can see that the assimilation is 100%. So they're fully on side. We just need to get some troops in here, and so we're going to build some Mortalen troops. They're going to be probably ultimately our best troops. So we'll just go in, and so before we build everything up in these particular locations, this moon. This has actually been it's switched sides for a number of reasons. One, the main reason is because we now actually have such political pressure coming from this world that we do control, is now sort of pushing out the borders. You can sort of see there, it's going back a little bit because this border was out to here at one point, but it's now sort of that's now sort of collapsed away with the rebellions going on. But eventually that will sort of, it is putting pressure. So we've got the sort of like just the pressure of having a major world in the same system. So that would flip pretty much anyway. It flipped faster than I thought. I don't think the bombardment had any real bearing on that at all. So the bombardment will be finished. I'll just make doubly sure. Yep, so this is the 10th fleet. And that's fine. Yeah, they're okay. Just waiting for fuel tankers, no mission. Yep, so their bombardment is finished. And so we'll dismiss that one. And you can see there, because they're satisfied at this stage. Prove the current tax rate. Tax is really how you control all of these different things. So we don't have to do anything here. What I do want to do though is get troops on the ground. So I'm just going to go into manage troops, and we're just going to go and get some conqueror forces. These are the best sort of base units in the game. So I'm just going to go and grab maybe 5 of those. So we'll just start to build these up. And before I enslave them, I just want to make sure that I've got like a little bit of a presence on the ground there. And then they will become a slave colony as well. I'm going to decline that. Yep, Colonial rebelling. Let's just go back to here again. This thing's nearly dead. And they've rebelled straight away again. So when we have a look now at these guys, the assimilation is at 60%. After this will be 90%, and I'll be happy with that. So this is the fastest way to get assimilation. If you don't do it through rebellion and through tax while you've got the armies here, you then have to wait for it to just happen. And for some factions, it's relatively quick, but for some, like the warlike factions, it can take a long period of time. Anyway, this I may even let it go one more time just to get right up to 100%. I think we're going to lose. Restoring order. Yep, we lost that one. Okay, build the armor barracks. Yes, we'll build that one. Incoming fleet detected. Yep, that's okay. We'll dismiss that one. What I will do is I'll also just go back in and build the conqueror forces in through here as well. So I'll just get a bunch of them built. Just the native forces. These are the best troops in the galaxy. Getting the Mortalen forces. We shouldn't really lose any others, I wouldn't think. Maybe 1 or 2. Rebellion has been crushed. I'll just pause this. Now, build a planetary fighter base. I'll say yes to these sorts of things as they come up. And you'll see there, like if I just pause, our money went from negative 40 something to plus 18,000. And a large portion, yeah, here we go. This is the next rebellion. I'll just pause this because now what we have is we now actually have the population, which is already at 90%. This will go to 100% after this rebellion is put down. So now I do want to go and change what's happening on the planet. So with the automation, I want the tax rates to be automated. And I want to just make sure that the tax rate is completely, if we just go and go back to here for a second. At the moment, our tax rate is 27%. I'm just going to decrease it, down to 0, because I no longer want that to be a problem. So they're still going to be unhappy here. But we'll just get that one down to 0, and I will just make doubly sure again that that is automated. So the automation will then sort of kick back in. Actually, I'll just do that manual and back to automated again. So everything here will be ultimately just automated on this particular world. The automation in this game is unbelievably good. So anyway, we'll just put this one down and then rebuild back up. And so this has now given us a really, really good base of operations here ultimately. And so that then is going to change. At the moment they're negative 60, but when I unpause that, that's going to then flip down to negative 6. So we'll put this rebellion down. They'll then be fully assimilated. You can see -5. So they're sort of getting to a point where they're not really going to be rebelling anymore. And then eventually this will, just sort of sort itself out. There we are. Now, this one here, you can see their rebellion has been crushed. I'm just pausing this every time we sort of get a result. At that stage, we've then got the defensive strength there as everything is sort of going on. If we go back into the colony details, we'll then sort of see that the approval rate is now just -3. So they've gone from being unhappy to, they're still a little bit unhappy. So but they're not rebellious anymore, and they're now 100% assimilated. You can see their assimilation 100% and 100% back in through here. So we can now enslave them, and so these can become essentially like slave forces for us, and they will then generate. And at the moment, they're not paying any taxes, so this will go back down again. Yeah, we do have high corruption. The revenue is very, very low at the moment just because of everything that's gone on. When they become enslaved, that's going to go very, very high. And so we still don't have to, we actually taxing them at 0. Yeah, we'll do okay with them ultimately being enslaved. The rest of the Mortalans won't like it. Gotta think about what we do here. So there's a few different things happening. I do want to make sure now that we end up going back to the facilities. So we'll end up with a troop cloning facility. We'll get a armor barracks, and we'll get a planetary fighter base. Administration complex is even more important than all of those things, to be honest. And in enslavement control, actually, I'll get all of those things built first. So that will be, that's what we'll actually end up building on the actual planet itself. We'll go back down to the other world as well that's now sort of come back in. So before we actually enslave them, I'm just going to go back into this facility. We will get an enslavement control facility back in through there, and a planetary administration complex as well, just to sort of make sure that we can get some money out of them at the time. Okay, well, do they still actually have targets that we need to control? We're already building a mining station there. So we've completely taken over their home system. This, we're already building a mining station there as well. Have we done everything we needed to in here? I think we have. And what about over here? We may not know. Build a large mining station. It's only got argon, which is not really important. This moon's important. Oh yeah, we're already building a mining station there as well. So we've pretty much taken over their whole home system. So we'll just get established here and just let things sort of develop, and then we'll sort of go after, deeper. We'll sort of then go after this new home world of theirs, I guess, and sort of see if we can actually keep on pushing the fragmentation of their empire away. But they're ultimately they're going to be essentially rebelling all over the place. Like that one looks like it may be in the process of rebelling potentially. Yeah. And so this is independent forces have risen. Then we're going to find this all over their empire. So their empire is completely fragmenting with different things. Now, if they've got forces on the ground, they're going to be able to stave these off. That one looks fairly happy. Just from what we can sort of tell, reasonably happy there. They seem to be okay. That one's very happy for whatever reason. Don't know. It's only a very small population there. This one here is like a nice big population. It's like 7 or nearly 8 billion people there. Fair few troops there as well. So we'll make this our next operation that we go after. What we should be able to see as well now, if we go back into the score graphs, we're now a long way ahead. So we're we're now sort of rocketing out ahead, and in fact, even our economy is now equal top with the Camino. The population is sort of up there now as well, which is good. And the territory that we have is still not as good as the Camino. Camino haven't been able to get their race victory conditions. They won't get those until the end of the game. So they're a very difficult game to win. They're a very difficult race to win the game with because of the racial techs. So sort of all end of game techs. For us, we're sort of doing everything we need to do pretty much. The enslavement, once we actually get those enslavement facilities built, we'll then be able to enslave a lot more. So we'll be able to get even a little bit further, but we're still miles away from victory. So we still need to put things down. So with everything now that's sort of been subjugated, we can see that the Mortalans were leading. They're down into here now, where they're sort of they've lost so much of their economy, their population, and their territory with just this one big strike into their homeworld. They've still got some. They have the most experienced admiral in the galaxy, so there still actually is an admiral out there somewhere that would be good for us to go and get. 30% conquer the most enemy colonies. They did conquer some early on, but we're now sort of taking that lead. Win at least 60% of our wars. Again, that's now starting to sort of fail a little bit. Most experienced general in the galaxy will be ours, I would guess. So if we can find their admiral, actually, who is their admiral? Vok Dukalos. Now, have we already captured him? That's the other thing. Vok Dukalos. No, we've got a spy. Right, no, we don't have. We've got we've got one of these what are they called? Artuks. We've got an Artuk admiral there. That's the admiral that we've actually got. All right, so we'll. Yep. So that was from back when we had our original wars. Okay, well, there's not really a lot we can do there. Now, what have we got there? 13th Defence Force, that's the Gizarians back out that way. These guys are still coming in to do their attack. And we don't really have much protection down this way, but I'll just be avoiding this if they do come through. I'll do what I can, but I won't worry too much about it. This has really been the important area of operations for us. We have one unhappy colony. Exene is the only which we knew about anyway. This is mining the Loris fruit. 13th Fleet, travelling towards the Zippora 8 mining station. That's where that one's coming in. 13th Strike Force. We do actually have a defence force in through here. Do we? Yeah, 8th. The 8th Defence Force. Now these have been set to raid. What I might do is I might set them to defend. So we can just change the role to defend, and they'll defend anything. Well, their actual their base is back over here at Klakamu 2 Spaceport, where we actually do have a presence. So I'll just have them defend everything else in through here. Anyway, I'll let them just let these guys automate the whole thing. Actually, that one there has now come back in, so they're now still bouncing back. There's not much there. Just a destroyer. And we've got our own force in through here as well. And so this is here is the 7th, which has been set also to raid. Let's set them to defend as well. So it's okay, we'll just leave them where they are. So we don't have a real lot of protection back in this region of, this is really the entry point back into where we are. We do actually have a strike force up there, so that's the 9th, set to defend again just in these regions. That fleet there could take on this fleet. but I won't worry too much about it. Now there's an invasion fleet of the Mortalens as well. They do actually have some infantry and 1 armour, so not a hell of a lot. They're going back for repairs. They've also been at war with the Boscara. One thing we should have a bit of a look at is to see if there is any... Actually, no, I'm pretty sure we can't get anything from in here. Like I was just thinking, if we actually take over this world, do we pick up anything good in this other side? But there's no real research bases that that would be all that good for us. Just looking at what the Boscarans have got, we could then actually buy them from them. There's a group of Boscaran fleet moving off somewhere. Anyway, let's keep it going. Sun pause. Sorry, I'll just read a few more of the comments here. Sorry guys, I've lost a lot of where I was up to. Let's read a bit more. Where are we? Sorry, the chat's really gone ahead from us. Did I miss a lot? I think I did. Alright, so Bash is saying, I never played Harkonish, I just don't find them particularly interesting. The last run we did was Harkonish. That was actually pretty cool, actually, I've got to say. I did enjoy it. The way they've been fleshed out was good. I know a lot of people actually really like them. Trank saying, did you get my tip and question about the Flaming Jester shirts? Tip and... sorry, where was that? Did you get my tip and question? Where was that? Sorry, Trank. I'm just going back through the chat. I'm not sure. Sorry. I'm not sure where that would have been sent. Okay, I don't like... so Bioff saying I don't like merchant guilds. If you can give me more information... yeah, sorry, if I can get more information, that'd be good. So Bioff saying I don't like merchant guilds. It's very OP. I make myself suffer and play feudalism. Yeah, so it's feudalism's a hard one. It's quite so it's probably a new colony, says Mad Menon. Bashy saying I desperately wait for the Actarian update. I love aquatic species overall. Yeah, I do too. Actually, they're my favourites. I want the Keterovs and the Ugnari. The Ugnari, I want the Securans. That's what I'm really looking forward to. From the originals. I look forward to what they do with the Slukans. Yeah, that would be good as well. They were a great faction from the original game. Yeah, that would love them. And then Bios saying, I wonder if they'll bring Corporate Dominion back for the Keterovs. I would think that they would find ways of bringing new things back through. Trank saying, thanks for ignoring my question. I'm sorry, I don't understand the context of the question. I've literally only just woken up, so it's sort of funny. Like I've been testing taking melatonin a little bit, and it's sort of some days it makes me groggy for hours after I wake up, and other days it doesn't seem to do anything. So yeah, and today is one of those days where I've woken up feeling a bit groggy. If I guess so, there'll be some of the Dayots now with lots of espionage. This is the Keterovs. Yeah, they were the main spy faction, weren't they? Trank saying signing off. Sorry, Trank. I don't know if didn't mean to ignore the questions. Looks like you may have disappeared. So yeah, sorry if you watch this afterwards. My apologies. I'm not sure what you're referring to, unfortunately. Yeah, Falcon saying, yeah, if you spend enough time... Trank does watch a lot, actually. Trank's been watching the channel for many, many years, so I am sorry, Trank, if I have missed something, but I can't think of what I've actually done through there. Would love to see the extended universe mod from Distant Worlds Universe. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. It's just so hard to bring it in. I really do miss the orbits from Distant Worlds Universe, says Bjolf. Yeah, I can understand why they didn't put them in. It was going to change the whole premise of the border system. So yeah, it sort of makes sense for me that they didn't do that. Yes, Bios saying enslaving the best warrior race in the galaxy. What could go wrong? Yeah, no, that's okay. Bashi's saying, am I the only one who has troop cloning on every colony so to have good troops to defend or attack from anywhere? They just cost money, so I don't like. It's one of those things for me. I prefer to be spending the money on other things. Like I think we have already crashed research this one here to get these particular assault blasters. But yeah, I tend not to. I only put it on important worlds, just the worlds that sort of like I guess are sort of going to be like sector capitals. Yep, CBOS thing, yeah, it costs an arm and a leg to maintain. Yes, I think so as well. Well, I never encountered financial crisis from that, though. It does all add up. Like, it's one of those things. Like, the game used to actually automatically destroy troops, for example. If it no longer does that, but that used to be like set in the automation. And now it's turned off, but it's sort of one of those things where if you do run into financial strife, you do have to find ways around it to sort of to be able to get things to work. And building too many facilities that cost money end up being a problem. That's why I like to get the administration complexes, because they ultimately end up making you money, even though there is a cost to them. Never encountered a financial crisis, so Gizarians do have a lot of income from the population growth, so it works for you and you like it. Who wasn't at war with the boss Skara? Yeah, well, we're friendly with them. Betty sent an email. I don't know, like I sort of, again, my emails were off. The name server was, I only found out yesterday, was actually set to something that had been superseded, so I was out of emails there for a few days, but I've had a quick look this morning. I did get it up and running yesterday. Just some minor chat drama. Well, I don't know. Like I'm not sure if there's no other. Just thinking if there's any other comment there. I can't see any other comments, so I missed something. I don't know what that will be. It could be the shop that I have set up. Unfortunately, I am very, very time poor, and so I tend to miss a lot of stuff, to be honest, when it does come through. Right, so Sigurd is saying I do the rebellion trick 3 times and stop at 90. Yeah, that's normally when I do, but they got in that last little rebellion, which is okay. At least they're 100%. And so I'm not sure. I just assume it'll pay off in the medium or long run. Yeah, look, it does. Like getting the assimilation of the populations there's no negatives to that. So if you've got the troops on the ground, you might as well trigger the rebellions and just get it out of the way. Just get them done. Sigurd is saying maybe it's time to up the difficulty. Well, we didn't have it all our own way, and we have lost a few runs in the past as well, like just where we can't keep up. And the Mortalens were leading by quite some distance, but we have been able to peg them back. So we sort of in the last session actually was we managed to sort of flip the tables on them. So they now have really. I think this will be probably the last session that we do in this run, and then we'll sort of start a new run. And saying delicious Loris fruit, the orange of the galaxy. There we are. It's a sci-fi snob. Yes. All right. So anyway, that's where we go. Actually, Trank is still in. Sorry, so I can see Trank up the top there. So yeah, sorry, Trank. If maybe you want to send me an email, because yeah, I don't want to be upsetting anyone, and so and I do value the support that you've given me and the channel over the years. So very, very much something I do appreciate. But I do miss comments a lot in the chat, particularly when they're starting to sort of come thick and fast. So anyway, to accept war mission, defend an important refueling station. This is Cetus 1, so we can actually sort of see. I'll just say yes, we'll accept this war mission, because this war should be over fairly soon. These guys will ultimately be collapsing, I would guess. So we may even go over now and start the process of destroying this. Now that we've got full control over this area, I do just want to get a few little things established in here before I do it. Here we go. They're now offering to end the war, and I'll just pause that for a second. So, offer to end our war. We propose an immediate end to the war between us. In addition, we also offer the following: a galaxy map, Research projects, so block armor, fission mastery, rapid fire projectiles, and desert colonization. I'm actually happy with that, to be honest. I think that is going to be fine. So we'll accept this treaty because I think there's nothing much else we really wanted to gain. We've done what we had to do. Now, what's going to happen here is when this collapses, we should start to see even more collapse with their empire. So we'll accept this treaty. And so we end up getting a few of these different things. We get the block armor. So this is, not sure if that is actually just Mortalen stuff. We've got fusion mastery in through there. We've got the, fission mastery. We've got the fission reactor. We've got the rapid fire projectiles back in through there with the railguns version 2s and desert colonization. That may be worthwhile. It'll just give me a +4 suitability there for different desert worlds. That may knock a few of them into contention. Let's just unpause the game for a second. I'll just right click on each of these, take them back, and we no longer need to worry about that because their fleets are now going to be trying to look after their own internal strife, and we should start to see the collapse of a lot of their empire. They're not going to be able to afford to keep up what they've got, so their economy will collapse now. And they shouldn't really ultimately then be much of a threat in the future. They're still going to be big-ish, but not a hell of a lot. So, yeah, we'll just go back in through there. Yep, so it's just thumping forward. So there's really nothing much at the moment. We're just trying to get these. That's okay. I'm actually now looking for rebellions. Looking for things that are going to be collapsing. Actually, they're happy. Lynx is probably just going to be on a rebellion loop. Now, these are mainly Gizarians, which is probably why they're looking to rebel. Yeah, they're not going to be able to do it. I think they'll hold on to that world. But everything else looks fairly happy with everything that's going on through there. I might just turn off the combat overlay. Now we've got this. This has now essentially become an outpost in the middle of still Mortalen. There's still a lot of Mortalen territory. Maybe I should have knocked this one out of the way. There's 9 billion there as well, so there's still a lot of Mortalens around us. And this will ultimately put pressure back on these worlds. Let's just go back to Crone and have a bit of a look to see what we've got here. So they're now happy, so they're satisfied. We're not ready to enslave them just yet. Yeah, Tarank saying Falkins, I'm his follower for more than 4 years now, and I value that. I've got to say, Tarank. So my apologies if I missed something. If you can email me or contact me a different way, maybe on Discord or something. I would like to resolve what's happened. I'm a bit lost, a bit of a loss as to what I've done. So my apologies in advance, and I do value the patronage. So and it has been I thought it was longer than 4 years, to be honest, Tarank. Falcon saying, no doubt I don't like being ignored either, but the fact is he concentrates on the game and can miss questions. Yep. Anyway, let's get it sorted outside of the game. So Bioff saying, will you do a video on the Diplo update for Dwarf Fortress? I will indeed. Yes, when that one does come out. I mean, I know that there's some graphics that have come in for that one. So, but I won't worry too much about that one at this stage. So anyway, we'll keep on going through here. Wegros Imperial Coalition. Yep, so this is on the other side of the galaxy. Now we want to ultimately to get these troops away from here and move them off. So I'll just miss that one through there. And okay, they've made peace as well. So the Mortalens are now really just trying to correct their system. You can see that we're now getting a little bit more political expansion. We've now sort of taken over this little territory. We're seeing fragmentation back up into here now. The Gizarians have got this one. Maybe the Gizarians are still at war with them, maybe. These guys will be also very, very happy that the Mortalens have been sort of crushed. Got this one through here as well. Oh, it's out now, says Bjoff. I don't know. I don't think it is. Let's just pause and have a quick look and see. I'll just go to Steam. Come on, game. Let me flick across. There we go. Now it's letting me do it. Okay, so Steam. I thought all they did was just had the first portion of it. Dwarf Fortress, because yeah, I am looking forward to that coming. Yeah, 14th of May. That was the last news. Then they've got the Myth and Magic update. So, oh, actually, the diplomatic update. Yeah. So, okay. So we've got this one in here. Yeah, no, this is not. I didn't see this as being big enough to really rip back into it again. What I'm looking forward to is, so there's been a lot of updates with that one. I was looking forward to this one here. This announcement with the magic, to get the magic update in through this other side. And it displays of accredited petitions. Yeah, there's going to be, and then we've got Magic the Gathering cards. I'm not really interested in that at all. But I thought there was actually going to be like more, like a big update coming. It's just patch notes. Myth and Magic. Yeah, so Magic, the update, Magic the cards. So yeah, there's supposed to be like a Magic update, but it hasn't arrived yet, I don't think, from what I've been sort of watching. So I am sort of looking forward to seeing that one through there. Hi Sev, how are you going? Now, we owe you a ban from yesterday. your troop got destroyed. Looking forward to the dinosaurs. Yeah, that's going to be different. So anyway, we'll keep on going. And
it's time to build up your defenses.
We'll leave it there. Anyway, that's so Dwarf Fortress. Yeah, I was just going to wait until there was more information coming through, but I do tend to sort of miss things. No, it's okay. Sev, that was yesterday. So yeah, so Bjoff saying I can't wait to lose a bunch of dwarfs to raptor swarms out of nowhere. Yeah, it's going to be different, isn't it? It's an incredible game, just an amazing game. Well, I actually think this game has run its course, guys. I think we've only been in here an hour, but I really can't see. I don't think there's any interest left in this game, and so I am thinking that we call this game quits and say, even though we're a little way off winning it, I can't see anyone really competing with us now. All that's going to happen now is that we're going to. Well, this year we've got Bjoff saying, "Can you force a Shakturi to spawn?" Oh, look, I think I'll just stop this particular one, and maybe we'll play a different game. I've got a couple of choices there. Like it's with sort of keeping on playing. I've got I can play like a new game. There was a game that actually which I looked at, and it's talking about dinosaurs. It's a dinosaur combat game. So I've got one of those that I can actually play, and I was thinking, actually, I was even half thinking of playing it anyway. But I don't think that once we actually deal with the Camino, and really they're not going to be able to stand up against us either. So we've got that one through there. Bjoff saying that swarm defense one. No, it's not really. It's a I forget what it's called. It looked really bad. Like it was one of these games where, when I looked at it, I nearly bounced straight off it because it just wasn't something that I looked like I was going to be interested in. And then I looked at it a little bit deeper and thought, actually, this looks really, really cool. I forget what it's called. Anyway, let's close this one down. I'll go through the options of what we could then play next, I think, because I can't see I'll still just save this one just in case, but I can't see this being anything we need to worry about now that we've sort of really, now we really have knocked the Mortalens out here. Let's have a look and see. So Squid Brathen is saying next time please try extreme difficulty and no helps. It's sort of like we are playing on a mode that usually I struggle with, to be honest, but we got ahead in the mid game, or we got to a point where we compete in the mid game with the way we were playing. And I think we had some lucky bit elements that happened. Certainly the mid game in this series was really, really touch and go with what was actually sort of happening in through there. So anyway, I'm just going to go and we'll exit to desktop, and what I will do is we've got an ad break coming in 46 seconds, but we'll quickly go through it. So this Reptilian Rising was the one that I've only just loaded it in this morning, and I forgot about it. It looks terrible, but it looks like the gameplay is actually pretty good. Or we could keep on playing Gladius. Now I'm not going to be able to play Gladius after today until tomorrow, but tomorrow I can't talk about it. There's a reason that I can play it today, but I can't play if I end up getting what I'm expecting to get today. I'm not going to then be able to play it for the rest of today. But I will be able to play it tomorrow. So we can go back and keep on playing off Gladius. I mean, that's probably a good option, actually, just because we're certainly... Actually, that's probably the option. Let's go and play this one here. So what I will do is I've made this into a Distant Worlds 2 stream. So I'll finish off this stream and then come back into a... so just give me a few minutes just to sort of close off the stream, and I'll start up a new stream, and we'll come back into Gladius, I think. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. So Sev is saying Gladius is fine even when... Yeah, actually, we will ban you, Sev, when we do get back in, because we had quite a difficult time against the Chaos Marines, and I wasn't expecting it to be that difficult. Anyway, Sev, you sort of died at the hand of one of the Space Marines fighting to hold a choke point, and Began had just made it out alive. Anyway, so I'll close up here for Distant Worlds, and then we'll come back for keep on playing some Gladius. But I am sort of am interested in this Reptilian Rising as well. Show us the awful dinosaurs. Well, what I might do is I think we'll still play Gladius. I'll just throw this one. I'll have a quick look at this one now because I haven't even opened it up. Let's just have a quick look at this one. This one, I so nearly just, I was like, it was a game that I really didn't think I'd be interested in. I've had a few games like that where it's like this one here, Mark 50 TWL vehicle, was such a pleasant surprise. And this one, I think, looks to be one of these sorts of games where it really looks bad when you first look at it, but it's but then when you actually start to scratch it, it actually looks pretty good. Okay, so Von Schwann is saying, in my opinion, a diplomacy update that lets smaller races in Distant Worlds 2 form defensive alliances against one dominating power. Yeah, it would be. It would be, actually. It would be. We'll just play this fun for a very, very short period. Where do we enter the... Just throw it in there. Confirm. All right, we've got time map. No idea what all this stuff is. What do? Okay, so we've got some really corny looking characters. Heroes, story so far, upset humanity, blah blah blah. I guess we click on this one. I'll just rush into it a little bit. Mission 1. What do I do here? There we go. Situation. To battle reptilians, you need to build a team of heroes, champions from history that are ready to join your cause. So it looks really, really sort of weak. So the recruits, we've got Sir George, and through here, Reptilian Egg and a Brood Warrior. Difficult selection. Let's just go medium. Can we do it? No, I can't choose that yet. All right, so we'll just go into launch mission. This possibly was just going to be a tutorial one. So Buckingham Palace in London. So deploy heroes. To fight reptilians you need heroes. You can have up to 6 active heroes in battle. So Matilda will deploy. Okay, so we have to choose a spawn location. So she's must be like a time traveler, I guess. So learn the basics. One time gate remains. Escape to the past to protect the future from the reptilians. To do that, you need to capture the third time gate and drive the reptilians back. So yep, we'll do that one there. Hero phase. So this looked really corny when I was looking at it, and I thought, oh, this doesn't look like there's much going on. Every hero has a class, and only 4 main classes. We've got Scout, Warrior, Elite, and Heavy. Matilda is a badass hacker from the 21st century, an elite class hero. Elites are wild cards, generate extra time energy with their attacks. So anyway, I think there's a lot more depth in this game than what we think. How to move. Each round consists of 2 phases, the hero phase and reptilian phase. During the hero phase, your heroes can perform 1 move and 1 attack. Select your hero. In normal move, we'll just go continue. Left mouse button, camera movement, WASD. Middle mouse button to zoom. Can't do it just yet. And right mouse button to drag. Okay, that's fine. So it's sort of like the actual 3D elements are there's a lot going on visually, which so we need to move her. So we'll actually move her up to there. Right click, no left click.
Yep.
I'm guessing. Round 1 of 20. Move to the time rift, okay. So we've got a rupture in space. We've got some character over here, no idea who that actually is. Move. Oh, it wants us to move to there. I'm guessing that we release this person here, I would imagine.
Sure.
Steering into the time rift. So next to the rift you can see a hero trying to reach you. Use a recruit action in the action bar to discover which hero is available in the rift. So recruit. And we have targets. Recruit. Who's this guy? Sir George, okay. Recruiting new heroes from other eras is critical to success. Each era provides you with different recruitment options. Click on the recruit button, so we'll recruit him. She's from the Crusade era. So it looks really corny, but the actual gameplay looked pretty interesting. And we won't play this for long. I just want to do just get through this first one. So George joins the team. Is a heavy. Heavies are defensive fighters with powerful attacks. Heavies can take punishment and dish it out. You can right click on George to find out more about him. Okay, how to attack. Okay, it's time to fight. So George is fresh. He can now move and attack. Time to use the big sword and destroy that reptilian egg. Is that a reptilian egg back over there? How to fight. When attacking enemies, melee units need to be on an adjacent tile, while range units can attack from a distance. You know, adjacency, can attack diagonally. That's good to know. All right. And if we right click on Sir George, this doesn't mean much to me just yet. Different resistances. You can see there's like for the visuals, sort of like, you know, like there's a lot more going on than what the visuals sort of promise. So we will actually move into here. And we've got an attack. Take that, egg. Bang. Done.
Art but a skid mark upon history's breaches.
Continue. Complete next. All right. Complete the main objective. You can move. Hero phase. There we are. Clean the time gate. You can now control the time gate by having your hero change its polarity. Touching the gate, so we can now go and claim that one there. Almost there. Nice work. You need to interact one more time to capture the time gate. Warning, reptile eggs. Oh no, the remaining reptile eggs are preparing to hatch. Uh-oh. I believe that there's randomization in things as well. Now, if we go and click on him, can we move? Yeah, he wants us. They want us to move to there, so we'll do that. Claim this one as well. All right, we've got that one there. Click is saying, can you go a bit into the lore? Yes. Well, no, we don't know what's going on there. Four enemies remain, so we'll leave that one where that is. Whoops, that's just fallen over. Now we have to kill off these guys, I believe. So congratulations, all time gates on this level now have been captured by your team. There's just one more detail you need to attend to. To win this level, you must kill all remaining enemies. So, summon a hero. You might need some help killing those reptilian brood warriors. You can summon a new hero through that time gate you just captured. Click on the time gate to summon a hero. And we've got Conan, have we? Hamish. Hamish is a... what are you? What type of hero? Human melee warrior. With a savage prong. Okay, let's bring him in. And we just need to summon him to there. Hamish is here. He's a warrior from the Crusade era. So warriors are versatile combat professionals who live fast and die young. Now with two heroes from the Crusade era on your team, you've triggered a hero synergy. Alright, so I'm not sure what that means. So we click on Hamish. Move him up to here. And then when your hero is caught short and can't reach an enemy to attack, use the defend action. And confirm. Alright. What if there's facing as well? I'm not sure. So with the tokens and the fact that it's very tabletop like in its overall approach. No more hands holding. Okay, we'll stop telling you what to do and where to go now. Thanks for being patient with us. Go slay some brood warriors. Now we don't know exactly what she can do. So she's got the hoverboard slam. So this is all going to be just from one away, basic damage. Okay, so we're going to have to get in close. So hi Tenru, how you going? Is this a new DLC? Yes. No, this is... I'm just going to just quickly do this one here. I was thinking of playing it, but I think we will go back and play... there's a card there. I'm not sure what the card does. And we'll just defend here. Move him up as well. And can only really defend at this stage. Confirm. Now these have got 7 health. We've taken a little bit of damage in here. We'll attack. Take that. Now, can we do anything else with you? I can't do much else. I'm going to move back. I don't think there's facing, because otherwise there'd be something else I could do. Okay, Sir George, it's time for you to get in. Actually, no, what we can do here is let's do the hoverboard slam into here. Move. Attack. Is it doing it? Attack. Yeah, there we go. 9. Alright, that one's down. Okay, so we've got a few little areas in here. I'm not sure what these things are. I'll just move this around so we can sort of see what's going on here a little bit better. Now, Sir George is... I'll move this one up. Okay, we picked up something. Terrain, that's just the information. Defend there, confirm. We'll end up, oh, this one here can still defend. Yeah, it doesn't make any difference from what I can see. Level up there for Hamish by the looks of things. Oh, the team leveled up. She's fully healed after being leveled up, okay. So what do we have here? Choose upgrade. Got Death Blow and Venom. So Death Blow. Each basic weapon attacks instantly kill 1% of the time if not dodged. Yeah, let's just do this one here. Got that upgrade. So he's now leveled up. We've got level ups in through here as well. So reptile lethality. So deal 10% basic weapons damage to reptiles. Defensive evader. So defense is not halved, but defending against the first range attack per turn. Armor piercer. Let's go with, well, it looks like we're going up against reptiles, so we'll just do that one there. And we then also have this one here as well. Assassin, deal 5% basic weapons damage on a backstab. Now, I'm not sure what the backstab actually is. Time bandit, and 20% extra time energy from attacks and kills. I'm not sure what that is, but let's just go and do it. Sounds like she's more the organizer. So you can't reach that just yet. There's a card there, so we'll move. So we pick up something. A collector card. No idea what that does. Yeah, this is the last one. This is the last guy that we've got to go and get. So let's just move. Oh, he's already moved. Big attacks. So that's the baby dinosaurs out of the way. Three heroes must escape. Return to the past and stop the reptilians before they can take over the world. Okay, so that's fine. I guess we have to move to those locations. Pick up the loot while we're here. Yeah, it was gold collected. Okay, that's fine. Hero phase. There's nothing else we have to do in here, is there? That's pretty much it. Let's see if we can move through units. No, you can't. Okay. Well, now we know. Confirm that one. But the game looked deeper than the graphics. Like, the graphics sort of look pretty clunky. Not that graphics need to be important, but often they promise something that you just don't need. There we go. Victory. There we go. So we've got 3 heroes out of that one. Main mission. Continue. Anyway. But it looked pretty interesting. Like just the looks like there was a lot more depth with this than what was than what the graphics sort of showed. I've got a few games like that I've picked up recently where the graphics actually make it look very, very different to the actual experience. Anyway, let's not keep on playing. How do we get out of here? No, that's it there. I'll just unlock the error. Sure, I can just escape. It's like a game show. Okay, checkpoints are created. There we go. We can go back out to here. Yeah, it's just a weird little game. Like it's, but it looks pretty good. Let's just get back out of here. And how do I get out? How do I escape? Player profile, exit game. Confirm. Okay, so what's this game called? This game is called Reptilian Rising. That one. There's that one I was going to play. Pandora's Toy Box is another really interesting little game, but I think I need more time to show that game. So I've got a fair few of them actually, which Gambonanza. Like I'm actually traveling next week, so I'll be away for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and so I've been sort of getting games that I'm going to be like I can play on a plane for a long period of time, and that's a good one. That's a chess-based one. Dungeon Crawler is another good one as well. I've got a lot of them in through here. Mouse PI for Hire is a fun one. Not that I can use that for travelling, but there's some interesting ones. Rising Lords actually just had a big update, but I sort of found that was actually a bit not very well put together. Anyway, let's go and I'll just go and restart, and we'll come back and play some Gladius. And I've got a couple of hours basically that I can play that for. So we'll see if we can get sort of a victory in that game before anything sort of does happen. And so just bear with me, guys. I'll just reset all of the descriptions, etc., and I'll be straight back.